Hello everyone and welcome if you are new here. My name is Alex Perkins and my channel is everything to do with mom life and country living. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. It has to do with neither of those topics actually, but more about my channel itself. So I've officially been uploading videos to YouTube for 6 months now. So to just sort of go over what I've learned and maybe a couple little tips and tricks for anybody who might be just starting out or maybe thinking about starting out. One thing I want to preface is, as much as I would like you guys to subscribe to my channel, if you are only here for YouTube tips, I wouldn't suggest subscribing because my channel, I don't do YouTube tips. I am not a YouTube tip channel. I am, like I said, everything to do with mom life and country living. I am more of a lifestyle vlogger than I am a YouTube tips vlogger. I do plan to document my journey here, so this is kind of video 1 of documentation of it. So with that being said, this is the 6-month mark. I plan to do an update at the 1-year mark. Hopefully I'm monetized by then. That is my goal. If not, I will do a 1-year update. We'll take a peek at my analytics, see where I'm sitting, and then I'll probably do another one once I do get monetized. And then I'll probably do them just sort of yearly, kind of on where the channel is sitting. And I know lots of people make those how much YouTube paid me videos, so I will also document that just for people's curiosity, as when I was looking for videos like that, being a lifestyle vlogger, I wasn't really able to find many. Lots of it was, people who were into real estate or financial stuff or YouTube tips, and those types of channels make a little bit more. It seems like the CPM and the RPM are a bit higher. So I plan to document that just for educational purposes. But anyway, let's get into it. So like I said, this video is going to be me sharing a little bit of what I've learned in the 6 months I've been on YouTube. I am not monetized yet, but my goal is to be monetized by that year mark or shortly after. I started uploading February 7th of 2024 of this year, and I am really hoping that by February 7th of 2025 I am monetized or shortly after. So when I first started YouTube, I started it for a couple different reasons. This is just like a little bit of backstory, but I started it A, for a creative outlet, and B, because I thought some of the stuff we do with our horses is kind of unconventional. It's not something you see all the time. So I thought the little bit of the uniqueness of my channel was going to interest people. So that was kind of the 2 main reasons that I decided to start YouTube. I had thought about it for quite some time. My husband and I had talked about it even before we had kids, but February 7th of this year, I just took the plunge and I was like, I'm just going to start uploading. So that's what I did. So that's a little bit of backstory as to why I started. A couple of the things that I found the most challenging was editing and trying to figure out what editing style I liked the most. I am a person, I've watched YouTube for years. I've been a part of engaging in YouTube content for years, but I didn't really realize the editing that went into some of the videos. My first 2 videos weren't edited at all. And I also shot them the wrong way. But you know what? I went ahead and I uploaded it, and that's probably one of my biggest tips, is just to start uploading. If you are somebody who is wanting to start a channel, I wish I would have started it sooner. Unfortunately, I didn't, so this is where I am today. But if you're debating it, just do it. You do not need a bunch of fancy equipment. You do not need anything crazy. I'm shooting on my old phone. I wrecked the SIM card reader in it. So I'm just shooting on my old phone. And I use when I'm editing on my computer, I use CapCut, and there's a free version of it. The other version of it, I did a really long video when I ordered chickens, and the gigabyte usage was too much. So I ended up, I think it's like $10 a month that I pay for that one. And then I also have the InShot app for my phone. And honestly, that so far has been the best and the easiest to use. I can be very efficient at editing when using that app. None of the stuff I'm talking about today is sponsored, so I'm only promoting them because I'm using them and I am enjoying using them. I did catch a sale on InShot. I was using the free version of it, but it creates a watermark on the bottom of your screen, which if you're okay with that, great, go ahead and use that. If not, I just waited. I think it was Valentine's Day, actually. Yeah, the 14th. Yeah, it was the 14th. It was the week after I had started. It went on promo for like $9 for the whole year. So I paid $10 for the app for the entire year, and it's been really great so far. The only thing I would say would be I wouldn't necessarily use the music attached in the app. I use a few of them, but there are ones that I know that they're not copyright. I have heard of some people using some of the music in there and it being copyright music. So I would be careful with that. The other thing I downloaded was, what is it called? vidIQ. And I use them a lot more in the beginning of my channel because I didn't really know where to start. I didn't really know what keywords to use, and so they really helped me with that. There is a free version of it. I did the upgraded version to help generate some of my titles that I use. But I don't use it as much now because I'm about 6 months into this. So I have a pretty good idea of the keywords to be using and the titles to be using. And they will also help you out with like description and stuff like that. But again, I don't use that as much because I am into this for 6 months now, and I got a pretty good hold on that. So I think I pay $13 a month or something like that for those features on it, but you definitely don't have to. You can totally do your own keyword research, or you can use the free version of it, which will help you with the keyword research, but it doesn't help you with the titles or the descriptions, but it'll help you with tags and keywords and stuff like that. So if that's helpful, I hope that's helpful. So one thing that I did in the beginning was I looked at my analytics daily, and some people say not to do that because it can be like a Debbie Downer if you're not getting the views and the engagement that you're looking for. But I liked looking to see what videos were doing well, what topics were doing well, where the engagement was coming from. I mean, the back end of your YouTube analytics is a crazy, crazy research area. You can see where most of your views are coming from, like where in the world most of your views are coming from, like the ages and genders of your audience. So that's going to help you engage with your audience and create content that they're going to be interested in. The other thing with the analytics is try not to obsess over them. I definitely did that in the beginning, and it was kind of pointless in the beginning because my videos were maybe getting 10 to 20 views in the beginning in the first few days of being posted. I did advertise my YouTube channel and each of my videos I linked on Facebook and on my Instagram. So all of my friends and family could see and they could go on and watch. And I believe in my first month, I had 60 subscribers. I believe in my first month. With YouTube, unless those subscribers have the setting turned on where you can see who they are, you can't see who they are. So I have no idea if all those 60 people was my friends and family. I don't know if it was people across the world. I'm not really sure. But the analytics really help in understanding who's watching your videos, what videos they're liking, and maybe what topics to stick to. If you haven't already picked your topic or your niche or whatever you want to call it, for your channel than if you're just sort of throwing spaghetti at the wall, which is a really great way of figuring out what you're passionate about talking about, what your audience enjoys seeing. It's a great way to do it. I've learned that my audience really doesn't care for my recipe videos. I still like to make the recipe videos because if I'm going to help even 20 people make delicious Traeger ribs, so be it. I'll link that up here. But it's just, I've learned that about my audience, that they don't really care for my recipe videos. I've learned that my audience really likes all of my horse related content, and I have quite a few viewers who really enjoy my organization content, my meal planning content, my cleaning content, and being productive content. It seems like I sort of have a divide down the middle between like everybody who likes to see all the stuff we do the horses and everybody who likes to see all the like mom life, organization, cleaning, day in the life sort of content, which is okay. My channel is about kind of two totally different topics, but for me, they're very much the same in the sense that everything we do in the country is everything we do with our kids. So all of my, or most of my content includes my children. As we do family wagon rides and mountain trips every year and whatnot. So I also really wanted to connect with other mamas out there who maybe live in the country and sort of feel not cut off, but just not as close. I mean, when you live in town, there's neighbors all around you. When you live in the country, your neighbors are a mile or two down the road. So it's just a way to connect with other moms out there that you might not be able to connect with otherwise. I also started having somebody, mostly my husband, proof my videos. I am not the greatest person with spelling, so I would have him go through and check, make sure like the video made sense, the progression of it was proper, and that any of the verbiage that I had on the screen was accurate in spelling. My phone did a really good job of fixing most of it, but I still managed to have a few here and there. So he was able to go through and correct those for me. So thanks again, babe. But if you have somebody to ask, I would highly recommend people proofing your video and proofing your thumbnail. Thumbnails to me did not seem that. I've definitely gotten better at doing thumbnails because you're learning what people want to click on. But thumbnails to me were definitely didn't seem that hard to do. A couple pictures and some words. What I learned was people don't like your thumbnail title to be the same as your actual title. So, you have your title of your video and then have something different on your thumbnail. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's because it gives more information on what your video is on without your title being 8 pages long or what, but I don't know. For some reason that is working for me. The other thing I did was if there was a certain topic that I was interested in speaking about or doing, or it was just like a day in the life or organization, I would actually go onto YouTube. I'd look at the thumbnails of the top videos. I then took that information and made mine similar. It's obviously going to be different because I don't live in their homes. I don't look like them. I use a different text. So it's not taking their idea, but it's taking what seems to work. Why fix something that isn't broken, right? One thing that I found really helped my channel grow was shorts. Now, I don't do short content for the monetization side of the shorts because I've heard that it's like, you could get 1 million views on a short and you make like 4 cents. Like it's super minimal. I mean, if you're only going to do short form content and you're going to put out 4 or 5 shorts a day that are getting over 1 million views, then that might be worth it for sure. But for me at this point in time, that's not a goal of mine. I do normally post about 2 to 3 shorts a week. This past month has been slow just because life has been kind of crazy. I also didn't upload as many times as I normally do. I normally upload twice a week on Tuesdays and Fridays, but pretty much all of July, I only did one video a week because we were packing for our mountain trip, then we were on our mountain trip, then we were unpacking and resetting. We were supposed to go back out again and then didn't end up. Long story short, there was forest fires out there. We were in a fire ban. Who wants to go camping with a fire? Not me. Especially with kids and for the bugs, like just no thanks. We also try to do majority of our cooking of our food over the fire. And yes, we have other means of cooking the food, but it's better when it's over the fire. The shorts is a really great way to get the content that you're already putting out there, kind of repurpose it so that it's getting to more people, because you can actually link your long form video to your shorts. If they really like the little snapshot of the shorts video, you can actually link it to link your long form video to it, and then you can bring in more audience that way. But just the short alone, people are seeing your content. They are seeing your channel, right? So the more people that see your channel and see your content, the more people it's going to go to. So shorts was one way that I found I gained the most amount of subscribers was from shorts. So I highly recommend, if you're not doing shorts, I would definitely go ahead and do shorts and lives. Surprisingly, every time I do a live, I gain between 10 and 13 subscribers. And that may sound like small potatoes, but if you go live 4 times a month, that's 40 or 50 subscribers that you didn't have before. That's a huge amount of growth for a small channel. That's a huge amount of growth in like a relatively short amount of time, because then you're also going to gain subscribers from your long form and your shorts. So if you add all that together, you're kind of hitting that like 100 subscribers a month situation. I definitely didn't hit that every month. But lives and shorts are definitely something I would go ahead and start doing if you're not doing already, or if you haven't started your channel yet, I would definitely add those to the list of things to make sure you're doing. Consistency is definitely something I've heard a lot of people talk about I've watched a few different videos kind of like this, or I've watched, I'm assuming that everybody who is interested in starting a YouTube channel or starting to use social media more, they're looking up how to do it. So I definitely looked up some YouTube tips when I was first starting out. I tried not to watch a lot of them. They sometimes get a little bit repetitive. So I hope I can give you guys some advice you haven't heard before. But one thing they did say that made absolute sense to me was consistency. Consistency means you need to pick what frequency you are going to post at. If it's only once a week, that's what you can manage in your schedule. Do once a week. If you can only do twice a month or once a month, do that, right? It doesn't have to be twice a week. I've heard that if you want to grow, twice a week is better, but it's not going to do anything for you if your videos aren't quality. So you also sort of want to weigh that quality versus quantity. And let's be honest, our first few videos are probably not going to be great. I've definitely noticed a difference in my editing style now that I've got it nailed down. I've definitely noticed I can be faster at editing now that I have my style down. And being consistent is easier when you have all of that together. So pick what is going to work for you. I do twice a week and try to do three shorts and a live. Lives for me are generally like making breakfast with my kids on Sundays or making popsicles with my kids. Like, it doesn't have to be this crazy stressful thing where you're like, I don't even know what to talk about. Have something to talk about, because I've definitely been in that situation. Like my first live, I just sort of turned my phone on and was like, let's make pancakes. We're going to go live. And it was like those couple moments where we were waiting for the pancakes to cook and nobody was commenting back, that I was like, well, this is awkward because I have nothing to talk about. So I highly recommend having something to talk about on your lives. But once you start talking and people start asking you questions, the conversation that you're having between you and the people is pretty, it flows pretty good. The main takeaways from the past 6 months of me posting on YouTube are: be consistent, whatever that means to you, whatever that looks like for you. Like I said, twice a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month. You do what works in your schedule. Takeaway number 2, ask people to proof your stuff. It's going to be a lot better if you have someone proofing it. The other thing you can do with having someone proof it is if they're watching your video and like partway through they stop to look at their phone, they're probably not interested in whatever is happening in the middle of your video or at whatever timestamp that is in your video. So then you can go through and either try to make it clippier, like more interesting. You can voice it over if it's just like some landscape or something. But you can recognize with that person that whatever that section of the video is not that interesting. Next is figure out what your editing style is and what your niche is. You absolutely do not have to be niched down by any means. I mean, I'm kind of not, because my 2 niches can be 2 very separate things, but for me, they're very much so the same. But once you figure that out, you are going to have better growth because you are making content for those viewers that you have. And the more they watch, the more YouTube pushes it out. So if you can nail down your editing style and your niche, then that's going to help you grow for sure. Pay attention to your analytics, but do not obsess over them. You want to look at them to see how your videos are doing, to see what people are liking and what they're not liking, but don't be obsessed with them because you're going to get stuck in it and you're just going to go down a wormhole and it's not going to be good. Takeaway number 5 is use shorts and lives to help grow your community around you. The more content that you're putting out there, the more people are going to see it, the more you're going to grow. So if you're someone who is only going to put out 1 video a week or a couple a month, then shorts and lives are probably going to be really good options for you because you can reach a bigger audience without having to put in as much effort as you do when you're doing a long form video. Tip number 6, you guys are probably going to hate it, but YouTube takes time. Unless you are somebody who has a big Instagram following, and sometimes that isn't even going to do it for you, but unless you're like, I've seen a lot of people go, oh, I was monetized in 6 weeks or 4 months. Well, those people are kind of one-offs. YouTube is a long-term game. It is not for the faint of heart, I'm going to say. And you're not going to get instantly gratified from it. So you need to take the small wins, as small as they may seem, take them as a win because they are a win. And just know that YouTube takes time. I am 6 months into this and I am almost halfway to monetization. I will go over my analytics for you guys really quick. I wanted to leave that for the end for those people who really don't care what my analytics look like. But I'm going to go through them for those people who do care what my analytics look like at the end. But I'm about halfway there and I'm 6 months in. So I think I have a pretty good shot of reaching my goal to be monetized by that year mark or shortly after, even a couple months after. I'd be super, super happy with. I mean, to be monetized at all, I'd be happy with, but that's kind of the goal I set for myself. So I also highly recommend setting a goal for yourself, but keep in mind that when you're setting a goal, you can't set a goal that you cannot influence. Okay? And if you don't understand what I mean, let me explain it. You can't set a goal by like putting out a video and saying, yeah, I'm going to get 50 views on that video, because you're not the one doing the viewing. You cannot set a goal based on what other people need to do. That sounds a little bit silly because I'm saying I want to be monetized by that time, by a year mark, and it is all dependent on subscribers and watch time hours. If you didn't know, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours to become monetized through the YouTube Partner Program. But I think it's a little bit different basing it over a span of time than it is basing it per video. I really hope that makes sense, because that makes sense in my mind, but I hope it makes sense in your guys' mind. Now we're going to go through my analytics and you guys can see month by month. There we go. So I've selected February 7th to March 6th. And so that would be my first whole month on YouTube. And I got 14,140 views. I got 96.9 of watch time hours. And I gained 61 subscribers. So with the watch time hours, as much as the lives as much as the shorts help you grow, they do not count towards your watch time. So that's the only thing, but they help with your subscriber growth. Just so you know. I believe there's also a way to be monetized, but I think you need like 10 million shorts views in order to be monetized. So, I mean, that would take a lot, but I mean, if you had 10 videos that got 1 million views each, then bam, there you go. But anyway, so this is my first month. We're just going to sort of smash through this. So then we're going to go March 7th to April 6th. And we're going to apply that. And in this month, I got 40,851 views. I got 191.4 watch hours, and I gained 62 subscribers. So that's actually pretty consistent, especially considering that last month I got 61 subscribers. All right, so we're going to move right along. I'm just going to sort of boogie through this real quick. So then we are going to go April 7th to May 6th. So this month was down on views, but up on watch time and up on subscribers. I don't remember what, I think one of my, my meal planning video was a big one, I believe. Or no, what was that one? Slow morning. Oh, I did a live. Yeah, I did a live there. So that's where that peak would be. Anyway, so I got just about 32,000 views. I got 240.6 watch time hours, and I gained 109 subscribers. So for me, that 109 subscribers, I was like, woo, let's go. Like, yes, I was averaging kind of 60. And then for some reason, this month did really good. And like I said, I can't 100%. I think this was the month I started doing lives. So I think that's maybe where we saw the subscriber uptake. All right, moving on. We are going to go May 7th to June 6th. And we're down on everything here. I don't know why, but May and June were really slow for me. I have heard though that once school is out and people, like it's summertime and people are out doing stuff, you're going to see a drop in your activity, but then it comes back up kind of around August where people are starting to come back from holidays and getting ready for back to school. So I had 10,000.2 views. I had 93.6 watch hours, and I had 40 subscribers. So down from the previous month, which was kind of sad, but it is what it is. There's really not a whole lot a person can do to sway that. So we're going to go June 7th to July 6th. And we are 17.3 thousand views. So up from last month, but not as good as my previous months. My watch time was 362.1. So that was also up. So what's interesting is my views were down, but my watch time was up. And I think it's I did another couple lives. Yeah, I did a live there and a live there. But also my audience retention was better. So people were watching my videos for longer. I think I was averaging about 2.5 minutes. And at this point, I believe I was up to like 3.5, 4 minutes. I think I even have a video go a little bit higher than that. But yeah. So this video here, this family horse-drawn wagon ride, for some reason started to take off. I also did a short with it as well. So that's sort of the same, like, so that's using the same content and putting it out in different ways, batching it, I think is what it's called. And then you don't have to work so hard for all the content all the time. But you can see this huge spike here in my watch time hours goes crazy, and my views started to go up here. And it's because this family horse-drawn wagon ride started to go a little bit nuts, which was great. And you can see my subscriber count was like nothing, 2, -1, nothing, 2, 5, 4, 2, nothing, 2. And then all of a sudden it starts to skyrocket. And within a day or two, in 2 days, I was up 20 some subscribers. So I also did a live in there as well. And then we are going to go July 7th to August 6th, which is yesterday. And so this is where you see, let's click on views here. This is where you see this spike that we were seeing before from the wagon ride video starting to come down and sort of level out again. It was actually I was kind of losing it. I was so excited when that video started to like pop off, or whatever you want to say. That video is currently sitting at like 13.6 thousand views or something like that, which for like a big content creator, not a big deal. A person can get that in a couple days. But this video for me was my first one that did super, super well. And yeah, it was so exciting to watch it climb. Every time I refresh it, I was refreshing it probably every, sometimes maybe not great to admit, but I was refreshing it every like 10 minutes. But every time I refreshed it, it was up a crazy amount. Like I was getting 50 views for every 10 minutes. It was like, to me, that was just crazy. Again, to a small channel or to a big channel, this is going to seem like small potatoes, but to a small time creator who isn't even monetized yet, I was over the moon. And all my friends and family were like, yes, oh my gosh, it's happening. Like, woohoo. But you can see here it starts to come down. But that video alone, most of this watch time is from that video alone. It really rode a big wave. And then we had done another family wagon ride. We did a mountain trip prep. And then we did our actual mountain trip. You can see I only uploaded 5 times here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, at the very end of the month, or the middle of the month, or first week in August there. But I only uploaded about once a week, except for the last 2 weeks of July. I got 2 videos in. And I only got a couple shorts for the whole month. Whereas as before, you could see my shorts were like this whole bottom of the screen here was full of shorts and videos and lives. So I did get that one live in there. But then I was up 84 subscribers, which I was super happy to be up in that again. But yeah, so 14.6 thousand views, 729 watch time hours, and and 84 subscribers was the total. So my grand total that I am sitting at right now, so this is for 2024. I have 128,997 views. I have 1.7 thousand watch hours, and I have 423 subscribers. So in subscriber land, I am almost halfway to monetization, but in watch time land, I am little over a quarter of the way, maybe like a third of the way there. So I definitely have some work to do. I would really like to get my watch time hours up, like my retention in my videos up, but that's really not something like, yes, I can make more interesting content, but that's not something I can majorly influence. Like, if people don't want to watch the video all the way to the end, they're not going to, as much as I really, really want you to. Well, I really hope this video was helpful to some of you. Please comment down below if it was, or comment down below if you're looking to start a channel, if you're on your YouTube journey, if you just got monetized. Let me know. I want to know. So comment down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it useful. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.